I am so pleased to announce the release of this book, Living the Prophetic Life. Right here is an early proof copy of the text. The actual release text that came out today is a little bit larger than this, a little more content than what this one right here has, but this is what the cover looks like, Living the Prophetic Life. Some of you have already purchased it, I've seen. So this book, what is it about? You know, prophecy is powerful, but a prophetic life is even more powerful. When you think about what prophecy is, what is prophecy? Prophecy is being able to speak the heart and mind of God, right? Bringing that expression of the heart and mind, the will, the purposes of God into an expression through a spoken language under the anointing of the Spirit. Can you imagine what an entire life would be like if everything about your life was speaking prophetically into the world around you? Can you imagine living a life where everything is oriented toward a hopeful future? Isn't that what prophecy is about? Is pointing toward a hopeful future when we are speaking prophetically? What if everything about your life was doing that? Or how about seeing life, everything about life from heaven's point of view? That's a prophetic life. That's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about a prophetic life. Or it's about being an agent of change. Living a prophetic life is about being an agent of change, being sent by God into the earth, into people's lives, into situations, challenging the status quo, bringing an introduction of the kingdom of heaven into every situation. That's a prophetic life. Okay, that's what this book is about. Okay, I want to just give you some of the contents of it. Chapter 1, after the introduction, chapter 1, when I talked about some of this last week in our teaching, the prophetic anointing. The prophetic anointing has to do with, you know, in the Old Testament, it was the case that the prophetic anointing rested upon individual leaders, prophetic leaders, an individual leader like Moses in the Old Testament. But then we see that anointing shifted over to the people, So we go from a prophetic leader to a prophetic people. We're living in a time when God is raising up a prophetic people, okay? So the prophetic anointing touches on that. Living toward the future. I'm going to be talking more about that tonight. Living toward the future. The prophetic life is future oriented. The prophetic life is living from heaven. I know that may make some scratch their head, but you see, living from heaven, that I talk a lot about this actually, that Jesus taught us to pray. When we're to pray, we are to pray, thy kingdom, thy kingdom come, thy will be done as in heaven, so on earth, is actually the way the word order in the Greek is, as in heaven, so on earth. So you see, living the prophetic life focuses in that direction, from heaven to earth. Living as an agent of change. That's a chapter here, living as an agent of change. You know, God intentionally places you into situations to bring what I call in this book a prophetic tension. A tension between that which is and that which ought to be. Now, it's not always a negative thing. Sometimes it can be a very positive thing. So we'll be talking about that in a few weeks as well. But that's what this book deals with. Living as an agent of change. Living by revelation. Living not just toward the future. This chapter 6 says living from the future. I know that makes us sound like time travelers, but there really is a powerful truth contained in the New Testament regarding us positioning ourselves from a future vantage point, looking back on our present circumstances. You don't want to miss that, okay? Living with passion is part of living the prophetic life, where you deal with the practices of the prophetic life and the challenges of the prophetic life. And in the last part of this book, there's a whole section that gives you an opportunity to record your own reflections chapter by chapter so that you're personalizing what this message is all about. Now, how can you get a copy of this? Go to declarationpress.com, declarationpress.com, and there you'll see an opportunity to order it in paperback like this one, or to even order it by Kindle. And there's even a few other digital book distributors that are carrying it right now and have already released it. We're real excited about it getting it out. So I'm wondering if you could share this announcement, if you could let others know about it, help us spread the word so that we can get this very important message out. This isn't just a book for prophets. This isn't just for people that maybe exercise the prophetic gift, the charismatic gift of prophecy even. It's about a way of living life that changes the world around us. That's what the prophetic life is about. And it does have a lot of helpful things in there that does help those who are prophetically gifted, but it's not exclusively about that. So I'm hoping that you find that to be beneficial. This was 7 months in the making. It was birthed out of a message that I preached at Valor Christian College last year. And so, once again, it's available at declarationpress.com, paperback and Kindle versions.